Page 24, Scheherazade by Rimsky-Korsakov. I would encourage you just to go listen to a bunch of Rimsky-Korsakov's music. It was amazing. He had some beautiful melodies, and in his time, but still today, he's considered one of the best orchestrators. There's been a few really good orchestrators. An orchestrator is a person who takes a piece of music and arranges it, writes it for orchestra. And he was really good at it. A lot of people study his music when they're studying orchestration to learn, to get ideas. Yeah. 6/8 time, we got 1 sharp. This is in the key of G major, more or less. Okay. Make sure you can do the G major scale, and while you're at it, do the E minor scale, because it also has 1 sharp. You just well do the arpeggios too. I mean, you're getting up there, you need to know that stuff. It will help you with the music. I have a few suggestions here and there, I usually do. Let's just cover this one hand at a time first. Counting wise, I assume you can count this. Once you get to this level, you should be able to count this. We're coming in on beat 5, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Now bring 3rd finger down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Those are 2 and 3 N. They look ugly, but they're just 1 and 2 and 3 and, huh? 4th finger then on that C. We want to play it all legato. To reach the 1, the 2nd line. 1, 2, 3. Don't forget the F sharp. Here, if you want, they have 4th finger. I don't care. You can stay there, but when you get to the A on the next measure, well, 5th finger. So make sure you get 5th finger on the A. That way you can connect it to melody, and then you lift up, so forth. Let's go over to page 25. 1st line actually. 4th finger. And when I'm first working out a piece and the fingering and all, I play it all connected. We'll put in these slurs and phrasing later, but I connect it, all of it. The last measure, the 1st line is here, crossover, and then thumb. Get the F. In my mind, that's an error. This is the 2nd line, 1st measure. It's an E flat, it should be an F sharp because it's in the key signature. It just sounds wrong to me. I want to play an F natural. But I don't know enough about it to say it should be. So I'll just go ahead and play the F sharp. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Reach up. No. Can you go from here, whatever. Going on, 4th finger. Connect that melody. Now it's 3rd finger. Triplets. Look at that. 3rd line down, last measure. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 6, and stick 3 notes in there instead of 2. And if your head's big enough, you can play that note in the next line with 1, 3, because it happens real quick, or 1, 4, or 1, 5. It's up to you. So it's again. I mean, this part is a little slower than the other part anyway, so you got time, and the notes going on are written here, but it has an 8 VA over it on the dotted line, so you go up an octave. Right hand only, not both. So instead of here, you just up here. Just lift up and move. And now we have the sequence going down. Forget the rhythm. It's here, and then here, and then here, and here, and here. And then going on in the next line, the 8 VA goes the right way, so you're here. It's the same thing, an octave lower. So. And then the 2nd measure, it's the same thing, an octave lower. I like to finger these the same way, each of these little patterns in a sequence the same way, and they're doing it, but they're using 4th finger. With a 4, 3, 2. Well, here, find that rather awkward. I mean, it's good practice. This isn't slow. The tempo primo means go back to the original speed you were going at the beginning. It's not the same as an a tempo. That's something else. Tempo primo is go back to the original speed. So I prefer on these to do a 3-2-1. I'm much comfortable with that. It's a 4-2, and now I'm in position. 3-2-1. And triplets. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Same thing. 3. So the triplets, except for the first one, those are just regular 16th notes. And the last measure I'll come back to later. Left hand, let's look at that. You're here, and then a broken chord, one. Connected it. They're saying here and here. We do that sometimes, and that's fine. If you have little hands, you can do that. Just a little finger. If your hand's a little bigger, then do a 3. You can connect them all. I'll leave that up to you and your teacher as to what you do. And then here, and then hold the bottom note down as you do that. And connect that. And then here, again, hold the bottom note down. And I use second finger, not thumb. See, they want you to use thumb and then slide it off. You don't need to do that, and sometimes you do, but we don't need to do that here, so why bother? Just here. Unless you got real little hands, you may have a problem. Going on, same thing, 2. See, now they're telling you to use 2 on the E flat. E flat on piano is the same note as a D sharp that you just had, so why not use 2 on that too? I don't know. Going on, third line, second measure, it's an F sharp now, and hold the C down. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, rest. Going on, they say in a 1, 2. That's okay if your hands are small enough you can get up here. I suggest this is a little more advanced fingering again, but it will come in handy. You can use it, especially if you like to play Bach and so forth. We want to connect these parallel thirds. That's an interval of all of these are an interval of a third. We want to connect them, if possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with 2, 4, 1, 5, then a 2, 4, then a 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 5. This is an advanced fingering, and if it's a little out, then don't worry about it. Use the fingering in the book. But give it a shot and see what you think. Again, 2, 4, 1, 5, 2, 4, 3, 1, 2, 4, and then a 1, 5. And then you can use it. I do a 2 on that. Oh, and then you can do that. The G is tied, so just play like so. And the second line, second measure. Here, hold the D down. I can do a 1 here, and then a 2, 3 here. And then, otherwise, you got to go here and then come up in here. You got small hands, that's okay. You got big hands, you don't want to be up in here. You want to be out here. So in that case, do 1 and then a 2, 3. You can stay out here. And then you can lift up and come down. Again, the second measure, we're here and then here. I suggest for third measure, just lift up and move here. 3, 1. Just put you in position. It's awkward no matter how you do it. So I'm suggesting, so again, it's here to here. Just lift up and move. 3, 1. And then hold the C down, and then you can go on. And next line, again, they're saying a 2, 1. I like a 3, 1, but I want to do a 3, 1 because I want to connect here. I don't want to use thumb on both. Then reach down. Each time. And then a 5, 2 on that one. See, this is hard. This is orchestra music. It's not piano music. So we have to check these things. At the beginning, both hands. Again, play it all legato as best we can right now. Right here. I'd recommend you just stick with that bit until you get it, until it's halfway comfortable. You're not hesitating too much. Now take the next bit. This part going on. That's an F sharp. See, that C is tied all the way across, so hold it down. Again. Again, this is the first line, last measure on page 25. Look out. That G is tied. And then both hands come up. Third line down. Now keep in mind, this is a pickup. The beat, that eighth note pulse just keeps going. So the last measure, the second line was here. And then you gotta come up here. Just be ready. Here. The left hand isn't moving, you're right here. And you're holding this left hand down all the way through. And that last note, that chord, spell out the chord, a G, a D, a B, a D, and a G. It's a G chord. With that little squiggle in it, you roll it. How fast you roll it, that's interpretation. Go listen to the orchestra playing it. I think here you can roll it fairly slowly. It's at the end of the piece. I mean, it's not a real slow piece, but you roll it according to the atmosphere of the piece, the mood of the piece. Everybody will do it different. I think that's great. That's wonderful. Dynamic-wise applies to the melody, of course. It's here. Espressivo is expressively. You got to get past the mechanics and the worrying about fingering the notes and all that junk, and you're just getting into the music, and there's where you add the expressively. Right now you're just soft. That means the left hand is very soft. You can put in the phrasing if you want. I would not phrase it there. I would connect all that. Go listen to the orchestra play. How do they phrase it? So, first measure, second line. That 2, 3, 1 is like taking a breath. Here, they've got two phrases coming together, and when that happens, you simply connect them like it's all one here. So that note, this is the second line, third measure, that note, that ends one phrase and starts the next. It does double duty. So just connect it. Lift up. That's a new phrase. Listen. See, that's a new phrase. New phrase. Here, this is top page 25, first measure. That's a new phrase. So put in the phrasing. I don't want to demonstrate it all. The fourth line down here, those are staccato, short. So those are staccatos. You can get that. Speed-wise, just a regular, gentle speed. Just so forth. When you get over to the poco meno mosso, the third line on page 25, poco means a little, meno means less, motion means speed in piano music. So a little less speed, just a little slower. Not a lot slower, just a little slower, and it's all of a sudden too. And then next line, tempo primo, as I said earlier, means your original or first tempo. That means the tempo you were playing at the beginning of the piece. So it's whatever you were there. I kind of wonder about that, but okay, go ahead. It seems like you could slow that down a little bit because of the triplets. Oh. You have to experiment, get to know it well enough, and do you really feel it that way? What does the orchestra do? You know? Now we add pedal. We'd like to be able to pedal a lot of this because it is an orchestra piece. We want overtones all over, but it smears everything up if we do. So go ahead and pedal it like they're showing, and probably that's it. But you can experiment with the pedal. Learn it first without, so when you add pedal, you can hear distinctly what the pedal is doing. And you might have to experiment and go back and forth with no pedal and a little pedal and change it here or not change it here or whatever. Until then, go ahead and just pedal it the way they're showing you, is all. That's fine.